Hello students, in our last module while we revised a poem, the name of the poem is My Mother at 66, poet Kamala Das. In that module we have discussed about the author and theme, and we summarized the poem, as well as we have discussed about short answer type questions or terminal questions as well as expected questions also. Today in the second module, as per the new syllabus, we will see the MCQ type questions about stanza as well as the whole poem. Yes, as you know, the name of the poem is My Mother at 66. The author is Kamala Das. This poem, as we have seen, it is about the poet's thought or poet's feeling about the partition, or we can say while the emotions or feelings that she experienced while she was taking part from her mother. So, multiple choice questions of this poem. In this poem we will see different questions. First we will see about the stanza, and during that discussion you will see each question has 4 options that you know about it very well, and you have to choose the correct answer. And whatever the MCQ questions you will find, it is based on the latest exam pattern, as recently that CBSE has announced. First we will see stanza. The question is, so read the extract given below and choose the correct option. The extract is, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. This stanza has 4 questions. The first question is, what is poet's childhood fear? 4 options are there, A, B, C, D. You have to choose the right one. Suppose you have listened very well or you have gone through the text, you can easily answer these questions. The option first is mother's illness. Second, mother growing old. Third, the losing her mother forever. And fourth, all of the above. So, the right option is, the poet's childhood fear is losing her mother forever. The answer is C. Next question based on that stanza, which word in the stanza means to suffer from a continuous dull pain? Options: worn, familiar, pale and ache. So, the right option is, to suffer from a continuous dull pain means ache. Next question is, why did the poet say, see you soon, Amma? Options: bidding farewell, being hopeful to meet her mother again, to comfort her mother, none of the above. So, the right option is, the poet said, see you soon, Amma, For that we can say she is hopeful to meet her mother again. So, the right option is B. Next and last question of this stanza is, why did the poet smile again and again? Options: pretending to smile, trying to hide her fear from mother, to distract her mother, both A and B. So, the right option of this question is, why did she smile again and again? Pretending to smile as well as trying to hide her fear from mother. So, the right option is D, both A and B. So, you can see the answer, how you can write it in your answer sheet. In this way you can write. First you can write the serial number 1, 2, 3, 4. Next you can give the options, because there were 4 options A, B, C, D. So, right options are C, D, B, D, as well as you can write the right option. So, losing her mother forever, ache, being hopeful to meet her mother again, both you have to write in this way, A and B, pretending to smile and trying to hide her fear from mother. Now, you will see different MCQ type questions, multiple choice questions for the whole poem. Some questions may be very simple, some questions may be average one, and some questions may be of difficult one. I hope if you might have gone through very well or read the poem thoroughly, you can answer all these questions. First question is, who is the poet of this poem? So, John Keats, Rudyard Kipling, William Wordsworth and Kamala Das. These are the options. So, it is very easy question, we can say the right option is D, Kamala Das. Next question is, what is her work known for? Options: for their originality, versatility and flavor of the soil, for their popularity, for their style, for the expressions used. Her work is known for their originality, versatility and flavor of the soil. So, right option is A. Next question, what is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels? Losing her mother, heart attack, headache, children screaming at her. These are the options. The right option is losing her mother. Next question is, in which language has Kamala Das written stories and novels? Even in the introduction itself, these questions are given answer. When you read that textbook about the poet, you will find all these answers. English and Tamil, English and Hindi, English and Urdu, English and Malayalam. So, the right option is D, English and Malayalam. This is the language he has used to write stories and novels. Next question is, name the poetic devices used in the poem. Poetic devices, you know about it, the figure of speeches that she has used in this poem to beautify the poem. So, metaphor, simile, alliteration, and the last option is all these. So, suppose you choose A, that is also right, but you will not get mark. If you choose B, that is also right, but you will not get mark. If you choose C, that is also right, because these poetic devices are there in the poem, but the right answer is all these. So, you have to choose the D. So, metaphor, simile, alliteration, all these poetic devices she has used, or we can say these are the figures of speech that she has used to write that poem. Next question is, what is the significance, importance we can say of the title My Mother at 66? What does it suggest we can say? Options are poet's fear of losing her old mother, poet's fear of moving fast, poet's inability to express her feelings, or all these. So, right option is, we know that poet's fear of losing her old mother. My mother at 66, it itself suggests her mother is old, or she has grown old. Next question is, which poetic device is trees sprinting? So, options are metaphor, simile, alliteration and personification. So, the right option is personification. How can we say trees sprinting? Trees cannot run fast, but trees are given human quality. So, that is why we can say the figure of speech which is used is personification. Next question is, what is the distinctive feature of the poem? Distinctive means very clearly one can understand. Its metaphors, simile used, alliteration used, or narrative style using a single sentence in a set of 14 lines. So, you have noticed, or you might have noticed when you read the poem, there is no full stop at all in that poem. So, the right option is narrative style, the last one. Next question is, what does this narrative style of the poem signify? Differing thoughts, many thoughts, contrasting thoughts, or a single thread of thought mixed with harsh realities. So, the right option is a single thread of thought mixed with harsh reality. What is that single thread of thought? When we say she was thinking about her mother, that was the thought. She is very old, in her old age she is leaving her mother. By thinking itself, she got pain in her mind, or we can say it is a mental pain that she cannot show. And what is the main idea of the poem? The main idea of the poem, options are eternal painful old age and its fear, mother and daughter's love, helplessness of a daughter, or lack of strength. The main idea of the poem is eternal painful old age and its fears. So, what did the poet realize with the pain? Her mother's appearance like a corpse with growing age, she is helpless, old age is painful, she has duties. So, the right option is A, her mother's appearance like a corpse with growing age. When she looks at her mother, she realizes that pain. Next question is, what is the familiar ache? So, her familiar ache is, these are the options: her childhood fear of losing her mother, her mother's weak health, her duties, or her helplessness. So, we know that her familiar ache is, or familiar childhood fear is losing her mother. Next question is, why are the trees described as sprinting? So, the reason is there. Instead of simply saying that she saw the trees, but she says that trees are sprinting. So, the options are their running appearance and to show fast moving change of human life. To show their running appearance, to tell how trees looks from a running car, to show the speed of the car. So, the right option is their running appearance and to show fast moving change of human life. Next question is, what do the running trees signify? It is a fast moving appearance or speed of the moving car or fast moving change of human life from childhood to old age or none. So, the right option is C. You may think about that these questions are similar questions. Yes, it is similar, but in this way also you may be asked the questions. So, this running trees signifies fast moving change of human life from childhood to old age. Next question is, what does ashen face signify? To show the poet's fears, to tell aging is painful, pale and lifeless face of poet's mother, to show old age. So, ashen face signify pale and lifeless face of poet's mother. It is a comparison. She makes comparison with her mother's face. It appears like a ash. So, we know that ash, the color of the ash is dull color. Next question is, what does the poet notice in the outer world? Sprinting trees and moving children, schools and roads, other vehicles, many people on the road. So, the right option is sprinting trees and moving children. What do the parting words, see you soon Amma, signify? Options are her helplessness, her optimistic farewell full of cheerfulness, her hope, her helplessness and cheerfulness. So, the right option is her optimistic farewell full of cheerfulness. Optimistic, she has a hope, still she has a hope. Even her mother is in old age, she hopes that when she visits her next, she will meet her. Next question is, what does the poet's smile signify in the poem? Options are her assurance to mother and helplessness inside. She has a responsibility, she has to do her duty first, or she is a loving daughter. So, the right option is the poet's assurance to mother and helplessness inside. Next question is, what does ashen face signify? It signifies pale and lifeless face of poet's mother. So, what does the poet notice in the outer world? That is the right option is A, sprinting trees and moving children. Next question is, why did the poet look at her mother again? Because of her love, because of her care, because of her duties, or because of her fear and insecurity? So, the right option is A, because of her love. Already she has looked, once again she looks at her mother. So, this is the reason. Next question is, why has the poet used the imagery of merry children spilling out of their home? To show hope, to show happiness, to show youthfulness of her age, to show lost hope and happiness of youth. So, what is the reason? It is an imagery. Imagery here meaning is the picture which is created in mind. When you read that poem, if you read that phrase, merry children spilling out of their homes, it seems that children are coming out of their house running. So, the right option is to show lost hope and happiness of youth. Next question is, which rhyming scheme used in the poem? Couplet, monorhyme, or sonnet style, or free verse. So, you should know what is couplet, monorhyme, or sonnet style, or free verse. So, couplet means written in 2 lines, monorhyme, the same rhyming scheme is used, or sonnet which is written in 14 line, or it is a free verse. So, it is written in free verse. So, the right option is free verse. Next question is, quote an example of a simile used in the poem. So, familiar ache like that of a corpse, wan and pale, the merry children. Simile, we know that, where the poet use, as, like, these are the words they use to compare with other things. So, here like that of a corpse, her face is compared with her mother's face using the word like. So, it is the simile. So, the right option is B. Next question is, quote an example of a metaphor used in the poem. This poetic device or the figure of speech is also used for comparison. We know that without using as or like. So, the option is as a late winter's moon, childhood's fears, driving from my parents' home, or none. So, as a late winter moon is a comparison, her face is compared with winter moon, but it is not a metaphor because here as is used. So, the right option is none. So, no option is right one when we write none. Next question is, quote an example of an alliteration used in the poem. Options are like ashen, smile, smile and smile, Friday morning, or none. See, alliteration means repetition, we know that, but here repetition of sound is not there. Repetition of word, when the word is repeated, we say the figure of speech is used is repetition, but here no sound is repeated. The word should be different, but sound should be similar, but here the same word is used. This is why it is not an alliteration, it is a repetition. So, the answer is none. So, no option is the right example for alliteration. Next question is, quote an example of personification used in the poem. So, options are there. Which option is the right? Sprinting trees and running roads, home to Cochin, airport security check, all this. So, we know that the human quality is given to the trees and the word, using the word sprinting. So, here the right option is A. So, why does the poet feel scared? Next question. So, the options are because of her duties and commitments, because of her job, or because of her children. So, the right option is because of her mother's deteriorating health. So, the correct option or the right option is D, because of her mother's deteriorating health. Next question is, why does the poet feel parted, upset and sad? Because of her fears, because she was getting late, fear of missing her flight, or because of her duty towards mother and her own needs. So, the right option is D. This is why she feels parted, upset and sad. So, the next question is, what is the tone of the poem toward the end? How do you feel or what do you feel in the end of the poem? It is sad, hopeless, cheerful, or resignation with acceptance. So, we know that the right option is D, resignation with acceptance. So, what does the narrative single sentence style of the poem highlight? Poet's fearful mind, poet's insecurities, poet's thoughts, or conscience of the poet, where one thought is leading to another. So, we know that it is the right answer is D, It is the conscience of the poet where one thought is leading to another. She was thinking of her mother's old age. When she thinks of her old age, when she looks at mother's face, her thoughts changes. Again when she looks at mother's face, her thought changes. So, it is her conscience of the poet where one thought is leading to another. So, the right option is D. So, what does the poem revolve around? Poet's fear, poet's love for her mother, or poet's journey, or theme of advancing age and fears associated with it. So, the right answer is, or the right option is D, the theme of advancing age and fears associated with it. Next question is, what questions arises from the complexity of the situation in the poem? How to overcome fears, how to do one's duties, how to take care of the parents, or how to strike a balance between duties and responsibilities. So, the right option is how we can tackle the situation. The right option is D, how to strike a balance between duties and responsibilities. Next question is, how is the imagery of young trees and merry children a contrast to the mother? Options are hope is a way of life, greenery and autumn, spring and autumn, or mother's health, hopelessness, and trees and merry children, and youthfulness and hope. The right option is D, mother's health, hopelessness, and trees and merry children, youthfulness and hope. What does the expression smile, smile and smile signifies? Options are hope is the way of life, never leave hope, never feel hopeless, or poet's desperate effort to hide her fears. So, the right option is D, poet's desperate efforts to hide her fears. So, she hides her feelings also by smiling, so that mother may not think that my daughter is also worrying about it. Next question is, what was the expression of the poet's face while parting from her mother? Satirical, funny, sad, or smiling? The right option is smiling. Whose house the poet was leaving? Her friend's house, in-law's house, her husband's house, her parents' house? The right options, you know, it is the D, her parents' house. What was the poet's childhood fear? That we know that parting from husband, parting from her friends, parting from her siblings, or losing her mother. So, last option D, losing her mother is the correct answer. Next question, what were the words she used while parting from her mother? See you soon ba, see you soon beji, see you soon mataji, or see you soon amma. So, this word is very familiar, amma. So, the right option is see you soon amma is the words that the poet has used while parting from her mother. Next question, what pangs did she feel when she looked at her mother? Pangs of headache, pangs of stomachache, pangs of keen pain, or pangs of heartache? So, the right option is D. Okay, students, thank you, and next we will revise another poem. The poem is An Elementary Classroom in Islam. The poet is Stephen Spender. So, whenever you read the poem, read it thoroughly so that you can answer the question, particularly of multiple choice questions. So, this is the different type of question, it is introduced in 12th standard. Thank you.